This morning, President Trump's longtime friend Roger Stone at the center of a legal firestorm. Stone was convicted for obstruction of justice, lying to investigators, and witness tampering in a case brought by Robert Mueller. Federal prosecutors first said Stone deserved 7 to 9 years in prison, but senior Justice Department officials intervened, calling that excessive and unwarranted, and recommending a more lenient sentence. By the end of Tuesday, all 4 career prosecutors withdrew from the case, and 1 resigned from the Justice Department entirely. News of the sentencing reversal coming just hours after an overnight tweet by the president, calling the original recommendation horrible, very unfair, and a miscarriage of justice. The surprising development immediately raising questions about whether the Justice Department was caving to pressure from the White House. Overnight, Eric Holder, the Attorney General under President Obama, writing in part, "The action taken today is aberrant and inconsistent with the Justice Department acting in a traditional, non-political way." The DOJ says the decision to override the sentencing recommendation was made before the president's tweet. In the Oval Office, the president said he didn't contact DOJ about the case, but that he had every right to.
I thought the recommendation was ridiculous. I thought the whole prosecution was ridiculous.
The government's original sentencing memo concluded Stone displayed contempt for this court and the rule of law, specifically noting a post Stone published soon after his indictment with a photo of the presiding judge in the case, an apparent bullseye that we've obscured near her head. Stone later apologizing. Now, Senator Chuck Schumer is calling for an investigation.
The president seems to think the entire Justice Department is just his personal lawsuit to prosecute his enemies and help his friends.
The latest memo from the Justice Department doesn't actually recommend a particular sentence. In the end, this is still all up to the judge. The president does have the power to pardon Stone if he wants. He didn't answer when we asked yesterday if he plans to do so. But just this morning, the president tweeting his congratulations to Attorney General Bill Barr for, quote, taking charge of a case that was, in his words, totally out of control.
Well, that's so interesting because it seems like the president's acknowledging that, yes, this came from, the higher ups at the Department of Justice, which is essentially the allegation being made here that there was political influence.
Even though there was criticism that there was political influence, it doesn't seem to affect him. He also said he had every right to contact the DOJ if he wanted to, but then went on to say he didn't contact the DOJ after this original sentence came out.
And just to be clear, the sentence that the line prosecutors, the ones that had quit, the sentence that they had originally asked the judge for was considered a very harsh request, a harsh sentence on the guideline spectrum.
There was a general sense among people watching this case closely that this was a harsh sentence. Now, they argued it out over the course of their sentencing memo, saying why they felt each of these charges should be elevated in terms of sentence. But ultimately, the DOJ said that was too aggressive.
All right. Stephanie, fascinating. Thank you.
You're welcome.